Welcome back to my channel today. We explore the value of specific coins, the most valuable Abraham Lincoln wheat, penny coins value in market. First up, the 1937 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia, is one of the most interesting coins for collectors of U.S. cents. At first glance, it looks like just another old penny, and in most cases, that's exactly what it is. Millions of these were struck in 1937, so finding one in circulation today isn't too rare. For the average coin in circulated condition, meaning it has clear signs of wear from years of use, the value is usually just a few cents above face value. Most sell for somewhere around 20 to 50 cents when worn, and in many cases, they are added to bulk wheat cent lots rather than sold individually. However, when we talk about coin collecting, the details make all the difference. What makes some 1937 pennies much more valuable than others comes down to two main factors: the grade or condition, and whether or not the coin has a special variety or mint error. The grade is the most straightforward. If the coin looks sharp, with little to no wear, original mint luster, and strong detail in Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse, it can be worth much more. Collectors are always willing to pay a premium for coins that survive in pristine condition. A 1937 penny, in brilliant uncirculated condition, especially with red color remaining, can be worth several dollars, and sometimes over 100 if it is certified by a professional grading company at the highest levels. The second factor, and the one that can push a coin into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, is whether there's an error or variety. Double die obverse coins, where the letters and numbers appear doubled because of a mistake in the die-making process, are highly sought after. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, coins struck on the wrong metal planche, or examples with strong die cracks. Collectors love these oddities because they are far less common than normal coins. A 1937 wheat penny with a dramatic error can absolutely reach the $200 mark or more in today's market. Auction records and online sales show that high-grade certified coins or unusual error examples from 1937 have sold in the hundreds. Some eBay sellers list coins around that price range when they believe the quality or uniqueness supports it. But it's important to remember that a plain, circulated 1937 penny without a mint mark is not worth $200. To get anywhere near that figure, your coin would need to be either in a superb uncirculated grade, certified by PCGS or NGC, or it would have to be an error or variety that collectors recognize and compete for. If you happen to have a 1937 penny that looks particularly sharp or unusual, the best step is to get it authenticated and graded. This protects you as a seller and also gives buyers confidence in paying a higher price. In summary, while the typical 1937 no-mint wheat penny is worth only pocket change, rare examples in top condition or with significant errors can indeed sell for $300 or even more. That possibility keeps collectors hunting through old change jars and wheat cent rolls, always hoping to find the one coin that turns an ordinary penny into something extraordinary. Next up, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny with the D mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint, is another popular coin among collectors. This coin is part of the later years of the wheat penny series, and by 1951, production numbers were already very high. The Denver Mint alone produced over 625 million of these coins, which means they are not scarce in the general sense. Because of this, most examples in circulated grades remain very affordable. In the condition you've described, very fine with some scratches, the coin is considered a circulated example with noticeable wear. In very fine grade, details of Lincoln's hair, face, and the wheat stalks on the reverse are still clear, but show moderate smoothing from handling over the years. Scratches, even small ones, can lower collector interest since they distract from the overall eye appeal. For this reason, in today's market, a 1951 D wheat penny in very fine condition with some marks is usually worth only a few cents more than face value. Realistically, its value falls in the range of 5 to 20 cents for collectors who want to fill a spot in a penny album. The real value for a 1951 D coin comes when the condition is much higher. In mint state, especially with original red luster, prices climb significantly. Certified examples in grades like MS65RD can reach values between $10 and $30, while coins, at the top of the scale, MS67RD, have sold for hundreds of dollars at auctions due to their rarity in such pristine condition. Errors can also bring extra value, such as off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or coins struck on wrong planchets. But those are rare and must be verified carefully. For your coin, since it is in very fine condition with some scratches, it is more of a collector's filler piece than a high-value rarity. Its worth lies mostly in its historical appeal as part of the wheat cent series, rather than its monetary value. If you are building a wheat penny collection, it is a nice addition, but from a selling standpoint, it would not fetch more than a small premium over face value. That said, wheat pennies remain beloved among collectors, and even lower-grade examples are often saved rather than spent. Holding on to your 1951 D penny is worthwhile for its historical connection and as part of the broader story of U.S. coinage. While it won't reach the $400 level of rare errors or high-grade 1930s examples, it's a good reminder of how condition and rarity shape the market value of coins. Next up, the 1925 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia, is another collectible coin that often sparks curiosity about its true value. Like most wheat pennies, its worth depends heavily on condition, demand, from collectors, and whether there are any unusual varieties or errors. Since the example you mentioned is in fine condition with some scratches, let's look at what that really means in today's coin market. In 1925, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 139 million wheat cents, so the coin is not considered scarce in circulated grades. Because of that high mintage, most surviving pieces in average circulated condition trade for modest prices. A coin in fine condition typically shows noticeable wear, especially on Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse, but the major details are still clear. Small scratches are common on coins that have circulated for nearly a century, and while they don't necessarily ruin the coin's value, they do lower it compared to a cleaner piece. For a 1925 no-mint mark penny in fine condition, the typical retail value usually falls around $800 depending on the eye appeal. If the scratches are obvious or distracting, most collectors would lean toward the lower end of that range. That said, wheat pennies always have a baseline collector market, especially for those trying to fill out a complete Lincoln cent album. Where this coin becomes much more valuable is in higher grades. If a 1925 penny has been preserved with sharp details and original red luster, uncirculated examples can reach $50 to $100 or more, with exceptional certified specimens bringing even higher prices at auction. But coins with wear and scratches, like the one in question, remain much more affordable and are typically considered filler coins for a set until the collector upgrades to a better example. It's also worth noting that while the standard 1925 Philadelphia wheat penny is common, certain error varieties can make a big difference. Examples with off-center strikes, doubled dies, or planchet flaws have been documented, and those can command anywhere from tens to hundreds of dollars depending on severity and demand. If you suspect your coin has unusual features beyond normal, wear and scratches, it might be worth a closer inspection from a specialist or grading service. In short, your 1925 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in fine condition with some scratches, is a nice collectible but not a high-dollar item. Its market value today is usually under $200,000, though it carries more sentimental and historical value as part of the nearly century-old wheat cent series. While not a $3,500 coin like rare errors or high-grade examples, it's still a neat piece of American history and a solid addition to a collection of early 20th century pennies. Next up, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and it remains a very common date in the wheat cent series. Because the Mint produced more than 245 million of them that year, these coins are usually affordable and widely available to collectors today. When talking about value, the condition is always the key factor. In your case, the coin is in extremely fine XF condition. That means the design details are still sharp, Lincoln's hairlines and cheekbones remain visible, and the wheat stalks on the reverse show clear definition. However, since you also mentioned that the coin has some scratches, this lowers its appeal to collectors even if the overall wear is light. Scratches are considered damage, and coin buyers generally pay less for coins with noticeable marks, even when the grade is technically higher. For a 1935 wheat penny in average, extremely fine condition without damage, the typical value today ranges from about $180,000. With scratches, the value will be closer to the lower end of that range, often just around thousands. Collectors tend to reserve higher premiums for coins that are not only sharp, but also problem-free. Now, if a 1935 penny is found in uncirculated condition, with full mint luster and no major marks, the value can climb significantly. Brilliant uncirculated red examples, graded MS-65 and higher, can sell for $200,000 or more, depending on the market. In rare cases, superb gems certified at the highest grades can even go into the hundreds. But that applies only to coins that are virtually flawless and professionally graded. As for error varieties, the 1935 wheat penny does not have any famously rare doubled dies like the 1955 or 1936, but there are occasional minor errors such as off-center strikes or repunched mint marks on D or S coins, not the Philadelphia no mint mark issues. A genuine and dramatic error could increase the value significantly. But for a standard 1935 no mint penny in XF condition with scratches, it remains a modestly priced coin. To summarize, your 1935 Lincoln wheat penny in extremely fine condition, with some scratches, is a neat collectible and a piece of history from the Great Depression era. Its market value is likely under $1, and while it isn't rare, it still makes a nice addition to a wheat penny collection. If you're building a full set of Lincoln cents, it's worth holding on to. But if you're looking for higher dollar coins, you'll want to focus on uncirculated examples or known error varieties from this era. Next up, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark, struck in Denver, is one of the last years of the wheat cent series before the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Because it is a late-date wheat penny, it was produced in huge numbers. Over 1 billion were minted in Denver alone. That makes it a very common coin today, and most examples are not scarce. Even though collectors like to keep one as part of a full wheat cent set, the value for circulated coins is usually very modest. When we talk about condition, you mentioned your coin is in extra fine condition with some scratches. Extra fine, or XF, generally means the coin shows light wear on the highest points of the design, but the details of Lincoln's hair and beard are still strong, and the wheat stalks on the back remain visible. That grade is decent for a circulated wheat cent, but because 1957 to D pennies are so plentiful, even in high grades, the value doesn't increase much. Most XF coins of this date sell for around $240,000. The scratches you mentioned also affect the value. Collectors usually look for coins with smooth, original surfaces. When a coin has noticeable scratches, nicks, or damage, even if it is otherwise well preserved, its desirability goes down. The scratches don't usually make it worthless. It still has value to people who collect wheat cents in bulk, but they will lower the price compared to a cleaner coin of the same grade. Where 1957 to D pennies can become more valuable is in uncirculated grades with original red color. Those can sell for a few dollars, and if certified at very high levels by grading services, they may bring even more. Rare mint errors, such as double die strikes or off-center coins, can also fetch higher prices. But for an extra fine example, with scratches, the realistic value in today's market is quite modest. So, to sum up, your 1957 to D wheat penny in extra fine condition with some scratches is a nice piece of history and a solid coin to add to a wheat penny collection, but it isn't rare or highly valuable. Most collectors would pay only a small premium over face value, around $250. If you enjoy collecting, it's still worth holding onto as part of a set, but it won't bring the kind of money that rarer or high-grade error coins can.